This episode of the Damage Guild podcast is sponsored by listeners like you. Join the guild at patreon.com/damageguild to receive exclusive perks, member rewards, and bonus content.
Previously on the Damage Guild podcast.
I've made a terrible mistake. My character sheet says that I speak Merengian.
You see another previously unseen assailant, so two more attacking Shabba, along with another warg that runs in.
Gleam on, gleam on.
The wargs seem to go down faster than the gnolls, or is that just me?
I will hypnotic pattern those three. They make wisdom saves.
All three of them failed the save, so they are cut.
Nice.
The one gnoll that you hit takes a shot and then starts to run away through the woods.
Oh.
Hey, come back here, you know.
So I don't want this gnoll to get away. I'm going to move, and then I'm going to Misty Step the rest of the distance. 6 damages.
7 piercing.
Getting close.
I will use a Blade Flourish, deal an extra 2 damage.
Not enough to take it out, so it staggers a bit but keeps on running.
18.
That hits.
13 damage.
You bring down the last one.
All right. Then we'll just start going over there and tying those guys, the hypnotized guys, up chain gang style. The 3 of them.
Yeah, could we do something like that? Don't we have manacles or something?
Yeah, we'll just rip the weapons out of their hands, toss them in a pile away from them, and take one of those 50-foot lengths of rope and then...
Well, they're dazed. Does that mean they've lost, like, that they're kind of slack on any weapons or gear they were holding? Or I just wonder how hypnotic pattern really works. I'm with you, Jay. Like, whatever we can do with them completely helpless and disarmed, like, I'm in. But I just want to know what the limitations are. Like, I take their coats off and wear them. And, like, I make mean faces at them while
They're incapacitated.
Yeah, it's like one of those guards outside of Buckingham Palace. You can pretty much do anything to them and they won't react. They're catatonic.
We steal all their belongings and leave them in a catatonic state.
Like the good heroes we are.
Yeah. No, we eat their stew in front of them.
Oh, yeah, that's glorious.
You got, I believe, 36 seconds before the spell ends.
Well, so the question was, Thane, can we take the weapons out of their hands, first of all?
Yeah, you can do that.
Incapacitated just says can't take actions or reactions.
Okay.
So they can't react to us.
Spell ends if they take damage or if you use your action to wake them up.
All right. So we collect their weapons.
I mean, the big guy was attacking with claw and teeth, so...
Yeah. Okay, well, any of them that have weapons, we get them. Then we tie a single length of 50-foot rope around each of their ankles. And then we kick them to the ground. No, then
Shouldn't we tie up their hands, too?
Yes. But first is their ankles so that they can't run away. They're all tied together and their ankles are tied close to one another.
Sounds like that's going to take up most of the time.
Yeah, we only have 36 seconds.
Yeah, so feet first, and then if we have time, hands. But if not, then they'll just be bound. So you know, like they tie, like in prisons, like they tie the
Chain gang?
Well, yeah, and they put your ankles are close together, so you can't run. You can only spread your feet so far apart. Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you, but I'm getting the feeling that the DM wants us to set up to kill them.
Well, sure, but we have to make sure that they don't run away before we kill them, because we can't just slit their throats. There's no like auto kill.
Mm-hmm.
No. If we're gonna Calp de Gracie them, it's not gonna kill them all the way. It's just gonna be an auto crit.
Maybe we move Tokas into the middle of the 3.
Well, let's get them tied up first, and then we'll decide what to do once the spell runs out.
Sure. Well, we need to move over there and tie them up.
Sure.
That's the plan. So how is this going to happen, thing? Can we do what Shabba's proposing?
Yeah, so you spend a round basically getting up to them. Shabba's right next to them, but the others need to get there.
So disarming them.
You'd have to move for a round and disarm the 2 by where Stripey was, by the clearing.
Yeah.
And then the others can catch up to you, and I guess you take out a rope and throw them one end of the rope while they tie up the big one, and you tie up the 2 normal ones.
Yeah, so then we're each tying one, and we're all doing it simultaneously.
So you probably finish right around, or probably just before the spell would end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, these guys are pretty intelligent, right? Maybe we could get them to surrender.
I mean, they have some intelligence.
Yeah, I think they have their own language and everything.
They were smart enough to spread out when they heard Shabba and set up an ambush.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the plan is to take out the gnolls, then we go after the big guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Okay.
All right. Now we're set. They're tied, so, they can walk slowly but can't run.
All right. So it's Azlo, Gnoll, Tokas, Gnoll, Stripey, with Shabba off in the woods.
Yep.
And the big one's by itself.
Yes.
Begin scene.
I make a nature check because I'm really curious whether this is actually a Flind or if it's just a big gnoll. That's a 21.
Ooh.
You've heard about Flinns and Gnolls and stuff. You're not super familiar with them, but this looks like it's just a particularly large and sturdy example. It doesn't look like it's a different species or anything different derivative thing.
Right on.
It's just a big one.
Just a big boy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's drop back into initiative, shall we, boys?
Yes, we shall.
With pleasure.
Because Flinns are still Gnolls too, but you think that Flinns are probably bigger and stronger than even this guy is.
Okay. Wow.
We could try to get them to surrender, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, talking's a free action. He said they don't speak our language, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very easy to get them to surrender. We've already taken their weapons away, so they can fight with their teeth, but they won't understand what we're saying, obviously.
So, Azlo's spell would end at the start of Azlo's turn. They break out of their stupor and look around, realize they don't have their weapons anymore. The two that you're surrounding, at least, have noticed that they're also tied up, but they're looking angry rather than scared.
Okay. I will double attack this one in front of me.
Okay.
So first one with advantage from flanking. That is a 12. Does a 12 hit?
No.
No. Okay.
I assume you also took their shields.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, full disarm. we didn't take their armor off, but if they have any.
Second attack is a 19 to hit for 8 piercing.
Hit.
And I think that's it for me.
Shabba.
All right, so I hit the one by Stripey for 10.
Okay.
With my arrow, then Stripey rolled a 15 to hit.
Hit.
And he got 11 damage.
All right, so you and Stripey take down one. Tokas, you can start your attacks too.
I'm going to move my hex to the one that's next to Azlo. Here we go. Nice. That should hit. And damage. That was not great on the D8. So that's 5 physical, 5 necrotic.
That'll take it down.
Sweet.
So there's only one left. Tokas, you still have a second attack.
Yeah, let's not waste it. So I'll move up to the big boy and attack. So that's that's my 4th natural one.
Wow. Good job.
Yep. I'm really good at this game, guys. I don't know if you noticed.
I did.
Well, the more attacks you get, the more likely it is to get 1s and 20s.
That's true.
Stripey's turn.
Stripey will run over and flank the big boy with Tokas. And Stripey misses.
Okay, so this guy looks around, sees the carnage all around him and the bodies of his many friends, or at least his companions, and he lets out a terrifying howl. He doesn't seem to show any intention of running away from this fight.
Oh.
How wounded is Stripey? How does he look?
He looks alright.
Wasn't he at 28?
He was, yeah. But he's not at 28 anymore. He looks fairly wounded.
He's still a softer target than Tokas, so he's going to attack Stripey. It's a hit.
Oh boy.
So Stripey needs to make a con save.
With advantage.
With advantage, yes.
Alright. That's going to be a 23.
Okay, well that succeeds. So he takes 6 points from the bite, plus 11 and 6 from claws.
6 plus 11 plus 6?
Yes. So 23 damage.
Alright, he is down.
Stripey? No.
No,
Stripey, no.
Oh no, Stripey.
Stripey, no.
And with that, the Gnoll lets out yet another howl, turns and attacks Tokas.
Wow,
Ooh,
he has
wow,
that
he's-
many attacks? Whew.
He's action surging, bruh.
That's got to be what it is.
That's not enough to hit you, though. He tries to bite, and you block it. Azlo.
I guess I will run over and try to attack him. Or no, should I heal Stripey up? I'm going to heal Stripey.
I don't hate that idea because Jay's about to get a shot on this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Stripey won't miss his own turn as well.
Yeah, right. Plus he'll get his follow-up attack.
Would I be able to get up to Stripey to heal him?
You heal at range, right?
Cure Wounds is touch.
Oh. No, he moved farther than you do.
Okay. So I'll go up, but then I will use Mass Healing Word instead.
Sweet.
So, up to 6 creatures of my choice can regain HPs I will choose all 4 of us.
Choose the gnoll. Just him, that's all.
Yeah, you don't have to choose 6. You could choose 1, and it could be the gnoll.
Yeah, that's true.
You could choose 5. You could heal all of us.
That's right.
We all regain 1d4 plus my Cha mod.
Yes. So strong.
So that's a total of 7 HPs.
Nice. Dude, 7 times 4? That's solid.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
That was your minimum.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
But that's still good.
Rolled a 1.
Like,
So sweet, though.
you roll minimum, and yet you healed the party for 7 times 4.
Right?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's a bonus action.
That was a bonus.
Like, couldn't you have move then? Like, move, bonus action, healing word?
Probably, yeah. Or I could just move up next to this guy and attack him. So I think I'll do that.
Yeah, you could do that.
It's going to be an 11 to hit.
That misses.
You still have mirror images, right?
I would technically have them for 1 more round, because it was basically cast Hypnotic Pattern, and then I think it was 2 rounds later I did Mirror Image. So I have them for 1 more round.
Right. So you should still have it for 1 or 2 more rounds, right?
Yeah.
Which is very important.
That's true.
Shabba's turn.
All right, big boy is marked.
Roger, we got a marker on Big Boy.
That's only a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
All right.
Nice.
Sweet. 9.
9 damage. That's the first hit he's taken.
Oh, wow.
All right, Stripey's follow-up. Stripey's follow-up will hit with a 16 for 9 damage.
Alright. You and Stripey do a nice combo attack, and it's Tokas' turn after this.
Alright, so move the hex, and let's do some attacks. So I'm just going to do them both at the same time. Those should both hit, because you said 14 hits. Rolling all my damage dice together, and... Wow. I rolled max on the bludgeoning.
All right.
So that would be 12 plus 12 physical, and then another 6 necrotic.
Wow. 30 damage?
Sick.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Or 12 plus 12 plus 6.
Okay, so you just smash him twice in the back, or once in the back, and then once in the back of the knee. And he turns towards you in pain and hatred. You can see it in his eyes. And it's Stripey's turn.
Oh, I had advantage for that, too. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, dang.
I didn't need it.
Stripey gets a 20 to hit.
Those could have been crits, though, guys.
Could have been a crit. Roll just to check.
Yeah, they weren't, but I'll keep that in mind.
Stripey deals another 9 to him.
Okay, this is a lot of damage in a very short order. So the gnoll is being torn to shreds, adding to its many battle scars that it already has. Azlo, how hurt are you looking right now?
I am about half hurt. No, I'm not even half hurt, actually.
Tokas is still armored, Shabba's too far away.
I mean, are we talking physically or emotionally?
Emotionally, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How hurt are you on a scale of...
I did get knocked on the ground twice, so I've taken more emotional damage than physical damage.
It's very possible.
Alright, well, I'm going to first try to claw at Stripey. Missed. So I missed twice, and then bite Stripey, and he takes 6 and makes a con save.
All right.
Oh, he's at 1.
Yep, he's at 1. Yeah, the con save is a 17. And he's at 1.
Alright, so that passed. And I failed to do anything good on my turn because I rolled terribly on all this. So you could tell he was trying to, take one of you down as his last defiant action,
Yeah.
but failed to do that much. And the 4 of you working together will have no trouble taking him out this round.
Nice.
What's his HP?
He's got 10 hit points left.
Oh, he's done.
So you surround him and hammer and slash and bite and shoot, and
Yeah.
he goes down with one final blood-curdling howl into the night.
I feel a little bad about this because they are kind of intelligent. It's just they use their intelligence for evil.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Exactly.
feel too bad about it, Tokas.
Don't feel bad about attacking cult members.
Oh, you know what else I don't feel bad about? Dinner.
Some soup.
It's time.
Let's cook up
see
some
what
gnolls.
these guys are... No, they've already been cooking. What are these guys cooking up? Let's give it a taste test.
Alright, so you head back over to the pot. It's still bubbling and boiling. You give it a nice smell. It smells pretty good. But then, as you're leaning in to get a closer look, You hear a little muffled sound coming from the bushes on the opposite side of the clearing.
Oh no, it's an old baby.
Nearby the horse. You hear a good...
We're by the horse.
I quick take a little... Is there like a ladle nearby? Where I can...
yeah, there's a big ladle.
Alright, I take the ladle and pull up a little ladle full and see what's floating around in there.
The main thing you see is a big hunk of meat.
Yummy.
You're not sure exactly what kind it is, just looking at it. There are a couple of vegetables as well, sprinkled throughout, but it's mostly meat. And you can tell it's got some sort of spicy seasoning.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, let's go get this tied-up person and see if they'll share their dinner with us.
Dunk them in. Oh. Yeah, share the dinner, right.
We can feed him the soup. I mean, feed him to the soup.
All right. Let's go find this captive.
We head over there.
And just tied up on the opposite side of the tree with the horse, you find an elven man in battered and torn tunic and cloak. He's tied up and gagged with a simple cloth gag around his mouth.
I say in Moringian, you've been back here this whole time, and you didn't help us fight?
I pull down the gag and say, "Forgive my friend, he's just learning how to speak the language. Are you okay?"
It's true, I am.
I'm feeling much better now that you're here. I heard what you did. Did you manage to take them all out?
Every single last one of them.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I just know they were about to cook me as the next course of their dinner.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Oh, wait. What was the first course? I relay that to Azlo to translate.
Yeah.
What was the first course?
If he was going to be the second course, who was the first course?
One of my horses.
Ooh. So what kind of meat is in there right now?
That's my horse.
What? I thought we saw the horse tied up to the tree.
They only killed one of them. They couldn't fit both of them in the pot at once, I suppose.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
Tokas, any moral quandaries about eating horse?
I mean, I wonder how he'd feel about that.
Well,
You guys let me know that it's his horse, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can't let it go. We shouldn't let it go to waste.
Well, I mean, by virtue of having asked you that question, I assume you would imply that it is horse in the pot. Yeah, I don't think we should let it go to waste.
No.
I see nothing wrong with eating a horse. I mean, it's good meat.
I mean, is he going to be upset if we eat his horse in front of him?
We accept your offer to let us eat your soup.
Your horse soup.
Well, I suppose it's better that his body go to some use after the fact, rather than letting it sit there and rot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in these tough medieval times, we got to make use of everything we've got, right?
You got to make ends meet.
Yeah.
That's right.
Got to make meat, too.
You want to eat with us?
Yeah, you want to eat your horse with us?
No, let's not be so heartless.
Much like the horse is now that it's dead.
Yeah, so speaking of hard times, what are you doing traveling out here alone?
I know it's unwise, but I had a shipment of spices that I was trying to deliver in a rush. I thought with 2 horses we could move quickly enough that nothing would be able to catch us, but they set an ambush on the road and subdued me and my horses and dragged us over here into the woods.
Man.
I've been waiting for nearly a day now while they slowly prepared my horse and seemed like they were just eyeing me, waiting for their chance to take me as their next meal.
That must have been torturous.
You probably have PTSD at this point.
Not an experience I would like to repeat.
Yeah.
So the spice. What's the spice you speak of? I hear it's the key to interstellar travel.
I got it.
Well, I had various spices. I'm not sure what's left. I don't know where they might have put my cart. It might still be back on the road, or maybe they dragged it off into the woods somewhere.
Okay, well, once we're done looting the bodies, we will certainly help you find it. But first things first.
I mean, honestly, it smells like they must have dumped a good portion of my spices into that pot.
Oh, man, what a waste.
Well, all the more reason for us to eat it.
Yeah,
Can't get them back.
it's true.
Probably cumin, coriander, parsley, paprika.
And maybe I'm going to sit out on this stew. Or no, Shabba, you said you had a strainer.
Yes, I do have a sieve.
Can you strain mine?
You're not going to wash all of the spice out of this meat.
I can try. There's a river nearby. I can take some of those hunks of meat and just wash them right in the river. Wash them off, Tokas.
You're just like squeezing the spice out of the horse meat.
Squeegee.
Tokas is like my little baby boy. I'll go to any lengths to prepare him a good, tasty meal that he'll eat. His num-nums. I gotta give Tokas his num-nums. He's gotta have energy for the fights
We
ahead.
set up his little high chair.
Little bib.
We cut them into bite-sized
Yep.
pieces for him.
Put his bib on him. Yeah. All right, now Tokas, eat your num-num.
You got like, a Goliath-sized spoon. You're trying to feed me. Oh boy, it's like a whole bowl of soup.
Tokas, you need to eat your natty twintos. Your critical hits.
Yeah,
Eat your critical hits, Tokas.
I fear that some of the people in our who are listening to the show are like missing out on some of the humor. So seriously, do yourself a favor. I know we told you earlier in the show, but join the Discord. It's free. It's easy. It's fun.
Yeah, go to our Discord.
Yeah, you'll thank yourself later. All right, so we look around for this cart.
Yeah.
Should we make a cart check?
I'll make a survival check.
Yeah, I'd say survival's probably the best.
Yep.
It's pretty good. That's a 21.
Alright, so you follow the tracks, and about 10 minutes away, they lead you to the road, and just before you hit the road, you can see the cart that they would dragged off into the woods. It's hidden from sight, so no one passing by on the road would be able to see it, but it's still there.
Nice, free goods.
It has some of its goods left. You can tell there's a couple of small crates inside.
Does it look like he's going to be able to get it out of here with just the one horse?
Yeah, it's small enough that one horse should be able to pull it.
It's also lighter.
Yeah.
Has less cargo.
Not with the three of us riding on it, though, I assume.
Probably not.
Because, of course, we are going to hitch a ride, or at least ask him for one.
Yeah, that's all right. We can leave the guy and the spices behind. We'll just hitch a ride on the cart.
Well, no, we leave the spices behind, and he for being his rescuer, he rides us back to town.
Right, on the one horse, yeah. Or we dump the spices off the wagon, or Stripey becomes the second steed. We have a number of configuration options we can discuss with him.
We could escort him back to the town. We can walk.
Yeah. All right, so we go back, we loot all the bodies, we get all the knoll treasure,
Yep.
such as it is.
Yeah, do they have any gold on them? They are sentient. They're intelligent.
Yeah, they don't have much, but you do find some coins and a few ornamental gemstones and things that you could probably sell for a little bit of cash.
Some loose change.
And they've all got their spears and longbows.
Nice.
Okay.
That's it.
Speaking of meat, would you mind if we share your horse soup?
Yeah, we would like to eat your horse, please. We're real hungry.
Real hungry.
All right, so we sit down to a nice meal of horse stew. So what's your name, sir? Hello, by the way.
Oh, yes, you never asked. My name is Quais.
Kwai.
And may I ask your names as well, adventurers?
Quais the Spice Guy? Quais the Spice Guy. That's what I'm going to call you.
Hey, spice guy.
Quais is nice, and so's the spice.
Q-U-A-apostrophe-I-S. Quais.
Kwai.
Apostrophe S. Nice. I got the spelling right for a change, except without the apostrophe. Quais. So, Quais, we're going to talk with you while we eat your horse. So, where have you come from? And where are you going?
What was your horse's name? Can name the stew after him.
Yeah.
Most recently, I was in Mosnalim. I'm headed north on the road up to Maravir.
Oh, man, we're headed in the opposite direction. That's an unfortunate turn of events.
Indeed it is. Well, perhaps I should just accompany you back to town anyway.
You should. Or more like we should accompany you back to town, since you're the one who needs protecting, clearly. I didn't mean that, I didn't mean to insult you. I just meant you're one person and we are four. Therefore, we could protect you.
4?
Yes.
He looks around.
3.5, really.
Yes, this small creature with one hit point over here is indeed alive still. His name is Stripey.
He is a person.
He is one of the 4 persons within our group, our little band here.
I see. Well, yes, I would definitely appreciate the protection. These woods can still be dangerous, and even more so now that I'm going to have to move more slowly with my horse.
Meanwhile, we're just slurping. Oh, this is so good.
Very tender.
He's joining you and actually eating the meal. He winces at how spicy it is, just because the gnolls clearly didn't know what they should add.
What they were doing.
Yeah.
It's not exactly your favorite meal either. I mean, you can't even really tell what horse meat tastes like. It's just spice.
Just all spices. Yeah. Right.
So is it possible this is the one time where Tokas' meal tastes better?
Possible, yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely thoroughly rinsing off your chunks of meat in the river, so getting as much of it off as I can. But yeah.
Apparently horse meat is really good, actually.
I've heard that, but
Yeah.
I haven't had it myself, so...
Interesting.
Oh.
I would think it would be too, like, muscly, you know?
Yeah.
I imagine that's kind of hard to come by.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably just when a racehorses are... I don't know. That's sad. That's sad to think about. Let's get off this train of thought.
A friend of mine went to Louisiana last week.
Louisiana.
Yeah, and ate a bunch of Cajun food, including gator. And said gator was actually
Alligator.
pretty good. Doesn't taste like chicken. It's got its own sort of thing. It's like a little bit fishy, but it said it was really, really good.
It's fishy. Interesting.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Frog legs are good, too, so I wouldn't discount trying gator.
Frog legs are delish.
Oh, yeah?
They actually do taste like chicken.
Like a very buttery, like oily chicken.
Yeah.
I tend to stay away from any of these more exotic foods.
Yeah, I've never eaten anything like snake or gator.
Surely in Japan you must have eaten something crazy.
Did you do a lot of their vending machine food, Thane?
Probably just some fish that we don't normally see around here, but I wouldn't know what.
Okay.
I did have eel.
Oh, nice.
Eel, yeah.
Eel, okay, yeah. That counts as exotic, I would say.
Like, don't they have everything ever in vending machines in Japan?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you can get like a burger. You can get a burger out of a vending machine.
What?
Uh-huh. Isn't that a thing?
Oh, that sounds rancid.
I never saw that.
I'm just maybe getting that from an anime I saw. There was like burgers.
Okay, well, everyone knows anime is true to life.
Mostly they just sell lots of different drinks,
Okay.
but that can include hot drinks.
And yes, everybody does know that, Jay, that things in anime are how it really is in Japan. That's how it works. That's how it works.
Speaking of anime, I just heard a good review on Invincible. That counts as anime, right? Or doesn't
I don't know that one.
Doesn't it? Invincible, where the guy's dad's a superhero? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Let me look that up. I might have seen it.
I don't know. I think I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar.
Okay. Apparently it's really good.
Invincible. Oh, yeah, the dude with the yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. But yeah, it gets an 8.7 on IMDb, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, and now we've become an
anime review podcast.
Yep.
Except that's not an anime.
It's not anime, though. It's animated.
Okay. All right, never mind that.
It's just cartoon.
And animated, I would say.
All right, I don't know what counts as anime and what doesn't.
Yeah, so this looks more like comic book style, brought to life in an animation.
Yeah. Like if it was called like Nagani no Tenshu or something, then it would be an anime, but it's just called Invincible, so it's just a cartoon.
Well, but also the art, like the art style even.
The little picture I saw reminded me of G.I. Joe, but I don't know.
Thane, give us a working definition. What makes something that's been animated an anime?
Strictly speaking, to Japanese, anime just means anything that's animated. But in the U.S., anime means something that's from Japan, animated.
Okay. So a product of Japan in the animated genre.
Realm.
Yeah.
Okay. So we loot, we eat, we pull the cart out, we hitch the horse up, and we head back to town. Or for him back to town, for us to town, which is where we're headed anyway.
As you're traveling, he starts talking about sorts of things that he's done on his journeys just as a regular old merchant. Because he usually travels with caravans, but this time he was in a hurry. He wanted to try to make the shipment before a specific deadline because he was worried about competition coming in, and he just happened to make one unwise decision here and ended up in a predicament. He also says that this sort of thing isn't really that uncommon. He just hoped he would get lucky.
Yeah.
Counting on his luck a little too much.
Well, you've still got some of your shipment left anyway.
Yes, but, I mean, they must have dumped out half of it.
Ugh.
Probably put most of it into that pot and the rest of it, who knows, spread out in piles in the woods as they spilled it everywhere.
Yeah. Those ruffians.
Spices were expensive back in the day, too.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot of money.
Yeah, it'll take me quite a while to recover from this loss. But it's not as bad as losing my life.
That is always true.
And I have you to thank for that.
True that.
Well, we didn't even know you were there until after the fight, so we did what we could, but if we'd known you were there sooner, we would have untied you and made you fight alongside us. So.
I had been sitting in that clearing until just a few moments beforehand, and then it looked like they heard something in the woods and threw me behind that tree. And then they all scattered.
Yeah, I rolled a really, really bad stealth check, so I'm sorry about that. Sorry if you were handled roughly.
You would have seen them all sitting around the fire with him lying there if you'd managed to sneak up on them.
Yeah.
Or even if you just kept on going with your low roll and gone a little bit farther, you would have seen that before they had prepared for you.
Right.
But, oh well.
The dice gods are fickle. What can I say?
It's true.
You could potentially gather up their spears, shields, bows, hide armor, but it's pretty low quality, so you wouldn't get much for them.
Yeah. Not worth the carry weight.
Yeah, we'll just make grisly symbols in their armor and shields and weaponry and leave them for the next band of gnolls that comes by. So they know never to mess with the AAA team.
Should carve the AAA logo into the armor?
We'll carve 3 A's into every piece of equipment.
These monsters were killed by the AAA team.
And then we'll throw down our business card.
So that their friends know how to avenge us.
Exactly, so they know where to find us.
Yep. I like that plan. Okay, we do that, and then we move along.
So, with your new friend and conversation partner and one to help you learn the new language, you set off through the woods along the only major road in these parts, towards the town of Mosnalim.
Yes, alright.
You travel for nearly a full day along the road through the thick forest, and as the day wears on, you start to spot occasional ruined structures a short way off the path. They appear to be old stone and brick buildings, overgrown with moss and partially or sometimes fully collapsed. You could probably use one for shelter from a storm in a pinch, but you doubt that there's anything really useful to be found in these things. Quais comments as you go by some of them. This region used to be a densely populated city, according to the historians. It fell to ruin a few hundred years ago, I believe, and forest quickly rose up to take its place.
A few hundred? How many is a few?
I don't know. I'm not a historian. Probably 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. So before the empire crumbled, the city did?
Probably.
Curious.
I don't know. You find ruins like these all throughout the woods here.
Oh, wow.
Some of them are much older, maybe even thousands of years old.
Super cool.
There's some more intact ones a little further along the road. Do you have any comments or questions? Or
I mean, I'm curious to know how the city became abandoned and fell into disrepair, but if you're not a historian, then I guess you don't know. So...
Nah.
Shabba, he did say we could maybe check out the more put-together ones.
The less fallen apart ones, which would also be the more put-together ones. Yeah. That sounds like fun. I'd be down for a little exploring.
So you're referring to the more intact ones he referred to farther on the road?
Mm-hmm.
Well, sure enough, about an hour later, you pass under the remains of a large stone archway as the dirt road gives way to cracked flagstones covered with lichen and moss. The forest all around you is filled with old buildings. Most of them look like they were simple houses or shops. So you have like low one-story structures for the most part. Some of them maybe 10 feet off the road, some of them hundreds of feet in the distance, mostly hidden behind the trees. And the whole place has been overgrown, so there's really just this one road cutting through it and all of these buildings all around. Here and there you can also see the remains of roads that went off towards other parts of this city, but they don't look like they're very well traveled.
Boys, I say we walk with weapons drawn here. I'm getting a creepy vibe off this place. I don't know about you guys.
I, too, have a bad feeling about this, Azlo.
Tokas?
Yeah, I'm going to draw my new sweet warhammer.
Okay.
And don my shield.
Okay. Also, Beachy Dubs, guys, Stripey is at 1 hit point. So...
We never healed him?
What?
We have 2 healers in the party.
We should probably heal Stripey.
We also haven't rested since our fight with the gnolls. So...
We have not.
There's that. I have 3 spell slots left.
You could take a short rest somewhere, wherever you think it's safe.
Yeah.
That is true.
I like the sound of that. Let's take a short rest in one of these dwellings. What do you say?
That sounds good.
Okay, so you just pick one near the edge of the city.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Something that looks like pretty well hidden from view, pretty well enclosed.
Okay, so you go maybe, like 100 feet off the road and drag the cart into the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then try to hole up inside for an hour while you rest, bandage your wounds, and eat your lunch, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Stripey's going to use some hit dice.
Tokas will also hit dice.
Azlo will play a Song of Rest.
Sick.
Is that an extra d6 for us?
Extra d6, I believe so.
Nice.
Nice, I got a 6. Or Stripey got a 6.
Can I decide to roll more hit dice?
Yes.
I might want to. I rolled a 2, and then I rolled a 4 on the Song of Rest die. And I was at 55. I was hoping to regenerate the full 11. So I will continue to roll. Nice. And then another 7. So that tops me off. Excellent.
Man, Stripey got a bunch of low rolls.
Stripey, come on.
I know, right?
Oh, that's right. The periaptive wound closure doubles my rolls.
Say what?
Or hit dice rolls.
Have we been forgetting about that, like, this whole adventure?
Mostly. I wrote it down, though, so that I wouldn't forget it anymore. And hey, it worked.
So it doubles the efficiency of your hit die?
Yeah, of hit dice rolls, apparently.
Wow.
Man.
That's pretty sweet.
Alright, so Stripey has used all of his hit dice. He is at 46 of 56, because I rolled a 2 on, 3 of the 7.
What's his con bonus?
His con bonus is actually a +2. It's really good.
Isn't it? It's +3.
Oh, no, actually, no, you're right, Thane, it's a +3. So, never mind. He's got 7 more hit points than that. Alright, so he's good. He's at 53 of 56.
That's
So solid.
yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm at Shabba's at 59 of 60.
Dude, short rest regeneration, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I've got 3 spell slots, 1 first level and 2 second level. How about you guys?
I have 4 first level and 1 second.
Okay.
I've got my Misty, I've got a free Identify, and then just 4 measly level 1 spell slot.
Okay. Well, hey, level 1's level 1, right? Yeah. Last time I checked.
It ain't level 2, but not level 0 either. You know what I mean?
I mean, tell me about it, right? Am I right? Hey. Hey, all right.
Alright, so everyone's resting up, and Quais makes a little bit of conversation about this. As you see ruins like this all over the south, it's always made me feel a little uneasy when I have to travel through them. I mean, who knows what sorts of creatures are hiding in the shadows of these buildings?
Seriously, you and me both, brother.
I swear I see eyes shining in the dark from time to time.
Uh-oh.
Do you see them right now?
Yeah, you don't happen to...
Only yours, I think.
Okay.
Mostly Stripey's.
His eyes do that. Be sure to let us know if you see any other mysterious eyes.
Well, I will. But fortunately, most monsters know better than to attack a large caravan, so I'm not usually in too much danger when I go through these, but unfortunately we're not currently in a large caravan.
Yes, well, I'll make myself appear as large as possible to counteract the smallness of our numbers. Quick, Tokas, poke out your chest. You too, Azlo.
I poke out my chest with as much dignity as I can muster, which is very little.
Just breathe in and hold it for the rest of the journey to town.
Okay.
There we go. Now we look slightly bigger. All right, we're all rested up. Everybody else good?
Yep, all set here.
Tokas?
I think I'm ready to roll.
All right, let's do this.
Do this thing.
Continue on.
So you make it back out to the road and continue heading southward through the ruins. It looks like this whole area has probably, you would assume, been picked over the last couple hundreds of years, so especially since there's a major road headed right through this section of it. There's probably not a whole lot of treasure left in these dwellings. But they are surprisingly intact, considering how long they've been abandoned.
We don't see any gang graffiti, do we?
No, I don't think you would see that.
Like any symbols or cave paintings on the sides of buildings or anything like that? Runes or rudimentary scripts?
The only markings that you see are when you come to a fork in the road, one that's actually being used. The flagstones head off in another direction, and then one of the buildings has written on the side of it in large painted letters names of the towns in each direction,
Okay.
including Mostolim to the south, Krathel to the east, and Uthgar to the north.
I would like to pick up the fork and examine it.
I was going to say.
Is it like a silver fork or like a gold fork, perhaps?
Guys, check out this fork. It's being used.
Yeah, I wonder who left this laying in the road like this. It's pretty irresponsible of them.
Tokas, you appear deep in thought, my friend.
I am thinking about the implications of my latest training.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Do you have new skills that could help us?
Navigate these ruins?
With the fork?
With the fork or the ruins.
Oh, with the ruins.
Either one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at, ruins and stuff.
Are you pretty good at history?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make a history check to see if these ruins...
I'm gonna check things out with my history knowledge. And I rolled pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it indeed history?
I would assume so.
What are you trying to learn?
I'm trying to learn about...
The city that was once inhabited here, and how it became uninhabited.
Yeah, I want to know if there's... Really what I want to know, if there's anything of note or value about this particular vista, like a temple or something. So I rolled pretty well. I rolled a 12 with my plus 6, so 18 on that check. What would they care about, like the local government building or temple or something? There's got to be something here, these ruins.
Landmark, you mean?
Yeah, I'm looking for a landmark.
Like something that was once important?
Something that would be important, that would have, like, more stuff written on it, perhaps.
I was also curious, like, was this sort of a Mount Vesuvius type situation? Or are we talking about dinosaur invasions or...
Alien invasions,
disease, lack of water, like a water source dried up, something like that.
You can probably rule out an invasion of some kind because of the condition that the buildings are in. Most of the ones that have collapsed look like it's just due to age and not being maintained, rather than, they were put under siege or something.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't see any obvious signs of natural disasters in the area, but then it's been a few hundred years, so most of those could have faded depending on what it was. And as far as your history, you grew up on a completely separate continent, so this is going to be a rather difficult check for you to make. You don't know anything specific about these ruins. Probably the most prominent building that you've noticed is a large temple that you can recognize as such. It's well off the road that you're on.
Let's go check it out.
I was going to say, let's admire it from a distance and continue on our way. But, sure.
Kois pauses as you're planning to head over there. He says, "Are you certain you wish to go over there? The forest and the ruins here are dense, and I would much rather hurry through this place if we can."
Yeah, nope, not certain at all.
Tokas, do you have any pressing need to go check this building out?
Nah, we can let it go.
Okay.
Like, did my history check really not render all that much useful?
These are ancient ruins on another continent, so...
If only I could read ancient Merengian.
If you'd been using your Merengian for Dummies guidebook, like I told you, you'd be in good shape right now, but...
What was the name of this ancient city? Do we know that?
Kois doesn't know.
Okay. Well, maybe if there's a librarian the next time, we can ask the local Conan.
Again, he says that ruins like these are all over the south, so this is nothing unique.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right, let's continue on our journey.
Well, after your brief pause and discussion, what's the word?
Walking?
Kois flicks the reins and urges the horses back on, or the horse, and you start to pick up speed, but then only a few moments later, give me perception checks and I'll see who notices what.
Perception. With a 21.
That's a 24 for Azlo.
Yeah, I don't perception nothing. Tokas got a 6.
Stripey gets a 20.
Well, everyone except for Tokas, you see 3 gigantic gorilla-like creatures emerge from over the edge of a roof nearby, behind a large tree, and from behind a wall behind you. They move in and then leap into the path in front of you and behind you.
Wow.
No! Gun it, Quais.
Guerrilla warfare.
No doubt.
And let's roll initiative.
Initiative.
These are large creatures. They resemble gorillas, but they are clearly monsters of some type because, first of all, because they're so much bigger than normal gorillas, but also they have an extra pair of arms between the arms and legs. They have thick white fur and extra large tusks/fangs of some kind.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I know. I can't think of the name of it, but I've heard of these creatures.
Yeah, I know. I think I know the name too.
I don't think I've ever actually used them before, but you might have seen them.
I actually listened to a Pathfinder podcast where they fought one of these in like the hull of a ship, of a sailing ship, but then like because it was so large it had to like hulk over and it was counted as squeezing in Pathfinder rules. So they ended up like destroying it because it couldn't move and all its attacks had like basically disadvantaged. And the DM was like so frustrated because he didn't think about that ahead of time.
20 for Shabba, 13 for Stripey.
Tokas is also on a 20, but a not natty 20.
Mine's not natural either.
A normie 20.
Normie Twinzo. Azlo's got a 17.
Don't you roll twice?
Yes, I do, and I certainly did. I also have advantage on my first attack against a foe who hasn't acted yet.
It's pretty sweet.
Which I don't know that we've ever really remembered that one. We've probably used it like once or twice.
A couple times we've used it, yeah.
Which is why I said it so that I wouldn't forget yet again.
Well, Shabba is first.
All right.
Dude, that would work so well with your lightning arrows.
I know,
that your
right?
first attack has advantage.
Yeah.
So the horse is startled, and it looks like it would try to run if given the opportunity, but currently the monster is blocking both the road in front and behind.
Okay.
The other one is off to your left, about 10 feet.
I'm going to shoot at the one that's in front of us. Are we all on the cart, or are we, like, walking beside it?
No, only Quais is on the cart.
Okay. We're, like, sort of arranged around it.
Yeah, with only one horse left and still half the goods, I mean, the horse can't pull all of you on the cart.
Yeah. All right, so first things first, I'm going to try to... actually, first things first. Let me see here.
Second things first.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to line anybody up for lightning. And besides, I think I used two of my lightning charges on the gnolls. No, I used one on the gnolls. Yeah, I'll Hunter's Mark the one in front of us using my final first level spell. And I will shoot said gorilla-like creature.
With advantage.
With advantage. And I will strike said gorilla-like creature with a total of 20.
20 hits.
The normie Twinzo.
Yes, and I will deal almost max damage, one shy, at 16. Next, I would like to move in the direction that no ape-like creatures are. So, in front, behind, to one side, I would like to move to the other side.
Okay, so you go off the path to the right.
Yes, and I would like to get, like, somewhere in and or around a building to set up a sniper position.
Okay, well, they didn't come from the right because there aren't any buildings right there. They came from where the buildings could block them so they couldn't be seen.
I gotcha, okay.
So you could find a tree off to the right.
And just shimmy up it. Are there buildings, like, further away to the right? Like, if I kept it going in next turn?
Yeah, you'd have to go probably about 40 feet off into the woods.
Okay. Then I'll just do my full move in that direction and hang tight there and plan to get into the building next turn.
Okay.
And that will do it. Stripey is... What did I say he was going on? A 13? So Stripey is technically still by the cart right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Tokas, you're no longer surprised. So, Azlo.
No longer surprised.
So these guys come up and they're kind of surrounding us. Are they in melee range, or they're just running up between the buildings and such?
They're not right next to you. The one on the left is probably the closest, only about 10 feet away.
Okay.
And given the size of its arms, it might be within melee reach. And then in front and behind, it's about 20 feet away from your group.
Okay. This seems like it might be a tough battle. I am going to go ahead and buff before the raid and cast Mirror Image.
You used several of those already.
Yeah, that's true. That's my last second level spell slot.
Worth it.
It could be.
Hashtag worth it?
It could be.
Hashtag worth it.
Yeah, okay.
Is that also the tier of spell slot you use other sweet spells that I'm thinking of right now?
He's thinking of pattern.
I am
He's always
thinking of pattern. I'm always thinking of pattern.
Never stop thinking of pattern.
That pattern is tattooed on Tokas' brain.
They're standing next to each other.
So I'm out of third level slots, which Hypnotic Pattern is. However, I do now have one fourth level slot. So
Never used a fourth level spell before.
no.
Fourth level spell.
Wait, spells go that high? There
Yeah,
are fourth
believe it or
level
not.
spells? What?
You have double the spell knowledge of Tokas now, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4.
That's true.
Plus 2
It's
is...
true, it is.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Like, wait a second, Sean.
2 times 2 is certainly 4.
Your
But
math seems a little shady.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that's not exactly how it works, but...
All right, so whoop, whoop, whoop. 3 mirror images pop out. Let's see, that would be my action. So I will bonus action inspire. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Shabba.
All right. Inspired.
Where do you position yourself?
So that other people are between me and the monsters.
You could come next to me, and then I have my shield on right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get near Tokas.
I'll protect your buddy.
So that concludes my turn.
All right. And it's Stripey's turn.
Stripey's going to go up to the one that's ahead of us on the road, the one that Shabba shot at before, and circle around behind it to invite Tokas and or Azlo to come up and flank with him on a future turn. And he will then attempt to strike it.
How considerate of Stripey. How unlike him.
He will attack with a 16 to hit.
Hit.
Almost max. He was 1 point away from max as well. 12 damage for the Stripe Father. And he will conclude.
Quais spends his turn, well, he's surprised still, so he's overcoming surprise, and trying to hold on to the horses. Or horse. Hold your horses. The monsters, the nearest one to your left, reaches out and just attacks Tokas, where it is.
Its arms are that long?
They got that reach, son.
They got some reach.
Oh my goodness. They're like snake arms. Gorilla snake arms.
Abracadabra. Gonna reach out and grab you.
Reach out and touch me.
That's what he says right before he attacks.
Abracadabra. Gonna reach out and grab you.
In a high squeaky voice.
Yeah. I also got that song reference.
I'm glad. I'm glad it wasn't wasted.
I think it's reach out and touch faith, though.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, I actually am not sure.
I don't know.
Not going to research lyrics in the middle of a fight, Shabba.
I am.
Your high armor class saves you from most of its hits, but one claw gets through for 6 points of damage.
Yikes.
Ouch.
That was, Depeche Mode. Personal Jesus is the name of that song.
And it is Faith?
Reach out and touch faith, yep.
Oh.
The one ahead of you turns around and attacks Stripey. DC of 13. That's going to be a hit, miss, critical hit.
Oh, no.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
So, Stripey is clawed 4 times for a total of 36 points of damage.
Ow.
Oof.
Rough.
So rude.
Glad we took that short rest.
Seriously, glad we healed him up above 1.
So these things quadra-attack? Is that what you're telling me?
They have 4 arms, bro.
And tusks, or fangs, or whatever you want to call them.
And tusks.
So wait, they attack with all of their arms and they bite or maul with their tusks?
Yep.
My goodness.
Wow.
So they pent-attack.
Yeah,
They
really.
have all this pent-up rage.
Oy.
Alright, and the one behind charges forward. Actually, thinking about it, the one that it could probably most easily see would be Shabba, because you split off from the group and it was behind the wagon, and the others are all in front. So it's going to charge after Shabba with uncanny speed, and it closes the distance in a single round.
Wow, they're fast too. They do everything. Oh my
Yikes.
goodness.
Oh, yeah.
We're dead. We're so dead.
Yep. We're toast.
We should have thought this through.
We're toasted with butter and jam.
2 hits. It claws you once for 10.
That is worth using a stones against.
Okay, and it bites you again for 10.
Oh wow.
Shoot. I rolled really poorly on the stones, so only 4 of it comes off, so I take 16.
And that concludes my turn. So we're back to Shabba.
So wait, the one that you shot, it's where Stripey is.
Yes. And now that I have one on me, I cannot shoot.
You have disadvantage if you shoot.
Yes.
Did you use your last spell slot? Because you have the Zephyr thing.
Yeah, I used my last spell slot on the Hunter's Mark.
Dang it.
Oh, do you have concentration on that still?
Well, yeah, I gotta make a check to see.
Don't forget to add your con to this.
Add my con. So, if I add my con to this roll, that's a 10.
So it succeeds, right?
Yep.
Alright, so it succeeds.
Phew.
Alright.
Well, you made 2 checks, because you were hit twice.
One more
sure.
check.
Alright, that one also succeeds. With a 14.
Sweet.
Alright, so it's either fire with disadvantage or take out my short sword and attack this guy.
Or disengage, which, if he's just going to keep chasing you, is probably not a good option.
Well, so Jay probably wants to try to trigger Stripey's attack. Even if you fail with a disadvantaged attack, doesn't Stripey still attack? How does your thingy work?
Yeah, it's whenever he sees me attack, he also gets to attack. So I have to attack.
Yeah, so whichever mode you decide to attack, it's still going to result in a Stripey attack.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's too bad you can't disengage and then go fight the guy that Stripey's with and then give Stripey flanking.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could. I mean, I don't know about this round, but you could start moving that way.
Well, you or I are probably going to be the ones to try to flank with Stripes, right, Brian?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I also don't get the Hunter's Mark damage while I'm attacking this other guy either.
I mean, aren't you still really good at shooting even if you're disadvantaged?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty good at shooting.
And you have Session Inspiration.
That's true.
They're also large targets.
You're also inspired, bardically speaking.
That is true. All right, I'll take a shot at the main guy that I've got marked with disadvantage. Then.
And the worst thing that happens?
Is I miss.
I would point out that if you wanted to, since you got one right in front of you now, you could lightning through them.
Oh. That would be like a Session Inspiration moment, wouldn't it, though?
Oh, so they're lined up now?
You can shift around easily enough to line them up.
Okay, that's true.
I'm just thinking about all the things that Jay has. Jay has bonus action as well, the Lucky Rabbit Foot, don't you?
Yes, I do.
So you could, like, foot...
You have all the inspirations.
Yeah, you could, like, foot, inspiration...
Yeah, but don't they... So if I have one disadvantage and then I add 2 advantages, does that give me advantage, or is that just...
No, if you have one of each, then everything else cancels out.
Right, so the most is using 1 advantage to cancel it out.
Regular.
But wouldn't it be better to rabbit than to use the Session Insp?
I guess so. Yeah, because the rabbit is the bonus action. So if I circle around, I still have to take disadvantage because he's next to me. But then I can use the rabbit's foot as a bonus action, and then I still have my bardic inspiration if I roll low on the attack roll.
This could be saucy.
All right, so
We
I
have
will do
faith
that.
in you, Shabba. It's like a normal roll with the rabbit foot.
Yeah.
It's not even a big deal.
All right. That's pretty low. Okay, I'm not going to say whether I use the bardic or not yet. I'm putting this out there for the brain trust. So 14 is my roll
Yeah, I think you should throw in the bardic personally.
in the bardic.
I would use it.
Yeah. I think they're probably pretty easy to hit because they're big, but maybe not a 14. I don't know.
Maybe not quite that easy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'll add the bardic to it, and that makes it a 20.
That hits.
We know their armor class is at least a 20.
Did you actually expend the lightning charge?
Yes, so it's my second of the day, because I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure that if I used lightning charge against the rolls, it would have won.
Okay.
If even that. Okay, so I take 1 lightning damage.
Ooh, that's going to give you a con check, though.
Yes, on my Hunter's Mark. And I fail, so I no longer have Hunter's Mark.
So how does that work? Does he lose the Hunter's Mark before the shot hits the target?
That's a good question.
Or does the damage happen simultaneously? Like, lightning moves really fast thing. Moves real fast.
A generous, benevolent DM would allow the damage to happen first.
That's true, because it's technically all happening at the same time. It's just that I rolled the hit on myself first because I didn't want to forget about it. So technically all the damage happens simultaneously.
Yeah, the damage is simultaneous, so all the damage is dealt and then your concentration check.
Okay, so the damage, lightning-wise, is going to be 17.
And that's what the guy right in front of you also takes, right?
Right.
Wow.
Dude, your bow's so sweet.
That's legit.
It's so good. It's got to be our best magical item. I'm sure I've said that before. But, I mean, like Crown of Altoria, lightning bow.
Yeah.
Like
Mind control, shocking things. I don't know.
Like, but okay, let me put it this way: the crown, I don't think yet has reached its potential to be sweeter for us in combat than the bow.
That's true.
Right.
Yet,
Just because the crown requires certain user refinements.
yeah.
Okay, so it's 17 from the lightning, and then the arrow itself with the Hunter's Mark on it will deal an additional 7 to the target.
Did you roll pretty low on that damage?
Yeah, I did. I rolled very low. I rolled a 1 and a 3. So the save DC is 13 against my lightning.
Oh, that's right. They can have the lightning.
I can have it, yeah.
No, we want them to have the lightning.
But not have it.
We will take
But
it.
not have- but
have
not
it.
take
Take it
have.
off. Yes, to have and to hold. Have my lightning.
So only the ones between you and the target can save, and it does succeed on the save, so it takes half damage.
Okay.
But the target takes the full damage, and it is rather crispy.
Okay. Crisped up.
Ooh, don't forget, doesn't Stripes see this?
Yes, he does. And that was part of the reason why we did it this way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so Stripey will take his follow-up attack on the guy, and neither of you guys have moved up into flanking with him yet, have you?
I was surprised,
Okay.
and Brian took a defensive position.
All right, nice. Stripey gets a 24 to hit.
It's not a critical for him?
Nope, a 19.
Wow.
He rolled.
Stripes doesn't mess around, Tokas.
He's got a nice attack bonus.
He does. And on the crispy guy, that will be 8.
Tokas, you forget that Stripey is secretly the best party member among us.
That's right.
He is. He is the best.
Yeah.
That guy's still alive?
It's still alive, but fried and sizzling and scratched up and looks very angry but also weak.
Man. All right, that will conclude.
Tokas' turn.
Trying to think what I should do. Shabba, you would be more effective if you didn't have an enemy on you.
That is quite true.
These guys are really strong, though. I don't know if I can lightning lure one of them off of you.
They're pretty strong.
I could try. Like, they could theoretically still fail their strength check, even if they're beefy. So that's one thought in my mind. Or I could just try to finish off the guy, flank with Stripes, and try to finish off the crispy one. What do you guys think? Thoughts, Brian?
I would try to finish off the crispy one.
Yeah, just finish it off?
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'm going to move over to the crispy.
Stick a skewer in that kebab.
That is leaving the attack range of the one next to you.
I forgot about the one next to me. Darn it.
That's okay.
Forgot about the one next to me. How far away is the crispy guy?
It's about 10 feet.
Ooh, interesting.
That's okay. Take the... Well...
Or, no, sorry, that one was about 20 feet.
No, you said 20 feet. Yeah.
Oh, he's like 20 feet. So could I, like, position myself on the other side of this one? You said they're pretty big. Could I get myself within more like 15 feet to the crispy?
Yeah.
If I were you, I wouldn't worry about taking the attack of the opportunity attack, Tokas, because like they hit like a bunch of times for like some damage, but it's not like one hit is, even if it does manage to get through your armor, is going to deal a bunch. So if I were you, I would just move up and take the attack.
Just do it.
Totally worth it.
Move up, take one small attack, and then you get flanking the Stripey, potentially finishing off one of the 3, which saves a bunch of damage output.
Oh, what if he gores me with his tusks instead? Like, Thane can choose how to use the opportunity attack. Like, I agree that, like, one of the 4 fists I wouldn't care about, but the tusk I would, maybe.
Yeah, I would say either way, if we finish one of them off, that saves a ton of damage output next round. So, I think it's worth it.
That's true. Well, we still have you to go before that guy attacks.
Right.
All right, I'll go for it. So I'm going to step away from this guy.
Your hit points are worth it, Tokas.
Totally.
Well, I missed anyway.
There you go.
Sweet. All right, and as I'm walking over to this enemy, it's time. And Tokas puts away his shield.
What?
And brings another hand to the Warhammer, using its versatility.
It's an action to don or doff a shield.
I am going to chuck my shield onto the ground.
Wow, really?
No, it's still an action to take it off.
Oh, really? It's an action to let go of a shield?
It's strapped to your arm.
Yeah, you have to actually remove it.
Aw, that's lame.
Yeah.
And I can't do the versatile thing if I still have my shield on me, can I?
No.
Darn it. Yeah. I was so excited. All right. Well, I'm going to go after this guy. I'm going to make him regret that I couldn't take off my shield.
You're the reason I can't remove my shield.
Here we go. Oh, wait. Guys. I have learned the art of weaving my spells into combat.
What?
And in fact, and you see Tokas light up his hammer with an eerie green flame, and I bring it down on the beast. Bring down the beast.
Bring down the beast.
Oh, that should hit. I rolled a 17. So that's a 24 to hit.
Hit.
Here we go. Green flame, as Brian would say.
That's right. Green flame.
Oh, you know what? I had flanking. Guys.
Yep.
I had flanking. Wow, I rolled minimum on one of the dice. Impressive. Wow, that's awful. All right, so that's 5 physical, 5 fire.
Did you roll for your advantage?
I didn't. Oh, yeah, I might as well, because it could have been a crit.
Yeah, might as well. Could always be a 20.
It's not, but it could have been.
Well, fortunately, he was already quite weak, and your little bit of fire added to the lightning finishes the cooking job and brings down the gorilla.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Sizzles him
Right on.
And it collapses in a large heap
in a clump.
Yeah.
right in the middle of the road.
He clumps onto the road.
Clumps in a large clump.
So wait, so you said they were how far apart?
About 20 feet ahead of the wagon is where the monster was.
Okay,
So you would have moved up about 20 feet.
I see. Because I don't want to waste my ability, so I'm going to turn around, and face the other guy, and I'm going to equip a different weapon you guys might have forgotten about. I'm going to walk back towards the other guy and equip my whip, because I don't want to waste my free extra attack. I mean, not extra attack. This is coming from being a 7th level Eldritch Knight. Let me tell you guys about 7th level Eldritch Knights.
Oh boy.
Tell me a little bit about being a 7th level Eldritch Knight, please.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm at the edge of my seat.
Guys, I'm a war mage now. I have been practicing my war magic for war.
So in other words, the type of magic that is used during wartime is what you're saying.
Cantrips. All about cantrips, Shabba. Cantrips this, cantrips
The
that.
most powerful magic of them all.
Yes.
Cantrips. Few are aware that cantrips are actually the most powerful magic of all.
So when I cantrip, I also can use my bonus action of the turn to hit something with my melee weapon. I mean, I can make a weapon attack. Sorry, it doesn't have to be melee. I can make a weapon attack after I use a cantrip.
Wow. This is basically what you've been, waiting for the entire time you've played this game, right?
The entire campaign.
So, but your cantrip was Green Flame Blade, wasn't it? Or you had already had that cast?
Yeah, so I green flamed with the Warham, and now I'd like to use my item interaction to switch to my whip.
Okay.
I love the war ham. You just take out a giant ham and just smack
really, really
people
big
over
ham.
the face with it.
Is it like frozen? Does that what make it effective?
Green flames and ham.
Green flames in the ham. I like it. Sam.
So can I get close enough for the whip to be within range?
It's 10-foot reach, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, let me double check. This weapon adds 5 feet to your reach. So normal weapons are 5 feet, reach weapons are 10 feet.
Okay. So, yeah, you can break away, you run up, smash the thing with the flaming warhammer, turn around, run back a few more feet, throw the hammer onto the ground, pull out the whip, and attack. But your hammer is on the ground now.
All of this, guys, for a D4.
Yay.
Plus strength.
Well, yeah, plus my strength. I still have to hit it. We don't know if I'm going to hit. I've lost my... You're not flanking with him, are you, Azlo?
Nope.
You're not next to this guy? Okay. Here we go.
Hey, as long as it looks fancy and cool, then who cares if it actually is, right?
Yeah. Rolled a 26 to hit, and I rolled minimum on my whip, so that's very sad.
5 damage.
So that's, cracking for 5.
Alright.
So what came up here is what I was deep in contemplation at the ruins. I think we need to find for Tokas a more suited ranged martial weapon. Because I was doing some research, and apparently a cool way to use war magic as an Eldritch Knight is to use the firebolt cantrip, and then the same time that you're firebolting, you're throwing javelins or throwing weapons.
Huh. That's cool.
Because it's me using the cantrip, so I cantrip and then I can throw a ranged weapon simultaneously.
Maybe you can just convert your crossbow back into a normal crossbow. And
But the Vilepult. I'm thinking I just need a stack of javelins.
well, you can make it dual purpose. Your inventing skills have improved to the point where you can have it launch vials and bolts.
I'm pretty sure I wanted to have the stats of a javelin, though, because none of the other throwing weapons seem to have the necessary range, right? Because Firebolt is also 120. The max range on javelins is 120. What if I weapon bonded to a javelin?
Spend your bonus action every round to pull it back to you.
Every round I could get the javelin back. Or I just have a stack of javelins and just let them go.
Yeah.
They're probably
That too.
cheap.
Ooh, put a bunch of javelins in the interdimensional satchel and just then you have infinite javelins.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap. They're 5 silver pieces a pop.
Yeah,
That's pretty cheap for us at this. It's part of the adventure.
Okay, well, for now, it's Azlo's turn.
I'm going to turn, now that Tokas has left my side, and fire my crossbow at the gorilla man who is off to the left. That is a 22 to hit for 8 piercing damage. And then I will Let's see. I want to help Shabba out. Shabba, do you need someone to come over there, or are you just gonna run away from this other guy?
I'm probably just gonna disengage this next turn.
Okay. I think in that case, I probably drop the crossbow, let it hang at my side, draw my other sword, and I would run up to the guy that I just shot at, but that seems way too heroic. Instead, I'm going to heroically stand where I am and guard the horse and wagon.
Okay.
Horses need protection too.
That's true.
All right. Stripey.
Stripes is going to go up to the big guy that Tokas is fighting. He is going to help Tokas fight that guy by flanking.
I don't know if I'm flanking, though.
You're not?
Am I? How does that work? Because I'm not next to the mob, but I'm within...
You're flanking with a reach weapon.
I'm flanking with a reach weapon right now. Oh, that's fascinating.
Wow.
Okay.
So can Stripey get around him, though, or...?
I think his size and the distance is just a little too much for him to get all the way around.
Okay, yeah, because he couldn't move through multiple threatened squares, is that right?
You can move through it, it's just that he was on the other side of the other one, which means he was already like 30 feet away, so he can just barely reach the guy.
Okay, and so he first has to move around. Okay, so he can get to him, just not into flanking position.
Right.
Okay, alright, he'll just go over there.
Hey, I'll back him up. I'm right next to him, so
Okay.
at least I can use my reaction, protect him.
Alright, yeah, he'll just get up next to Tokas and attack normally. 20 to hit, non-natty.
Okay.
Stripes, who gave you permission to attack him next to me?
For 10. Stripe is like,
We need subtitles for Stripey.
There are subtitles, but our listeners can't see them.
yeah.
All right. Stripey bites into his leg, and Quais decides that he's getting out of there. He'll leave you to fight.
What?
Quais, what? This is your spice truck.
Why you betray us like that, man?